Introducing the 2021 Santa Fe Hybrid. Yes, that's right. We got a hybrid on the lot, folks. This is a 2021 Santa Fe Hybrid luxury trim. I am super excited to show you everything that I know about this vehicle, but I will say right off the bat, I don't know as much as I would like to. The training is not yet available on this vehicle yet, so I've had to scrounge and sleuth for as much information as I can on the Santa Fe Hybrid. I just want to quickly say sorry I don't have my mic today, so if there's any wind noise, I apologize. I will try to yell loudly so you can hear me, though. It is a cold, cold day today. We got about -5 degrees out right now. Oddly, it doesn't feel as cold as it did yesterday, but it doesn't matter. You don't care about that. You care about this vehicle. So let's go over the Santa Fe Hybrid, and I'll tell you everything I can about it. So first off, starting on the front, of course, the 2021 has this beautiful new front-end styling. They've changed the grille layout. They've got different LED daytime running lights here. It kind of looks like a T when it's on. I'll show you that a little bit later. Of course, on the front of the vehicle, you've got the forward-facing radar system and the forward-facing camera there. That is for the radar-assisted cruise control, the adaptive cruise control, and of course for the forward autonomous emergency braking with pedestrian detection and bicycle detection, cyclist detection. Now, even though this is a hybrid, doesn't mean it has to look like a hybrid. You got these beautiful aluminum alloy wheels. I really love what they've done with these wheels, actually. I think they look awesome. These are the same as on the regular non-hybrid Santa Fe, if I remember correctly. Of course, you do have the marker lights on the mirrors. You've got the blind spot light in the mirror. They've changed the icon. It looks a little different. You've got push button entry with the proximity key. And let's see if that, yeah, it's currently unlocked, so we'll just lock that. Coming around to the back. Really nice styling on the tail lights. It's a little bit different for 2021, but it does look fairly reminiscent of the 2020, 2019, except you got that new line across the back here, which looks pretty cool as well. So once I've got it fired up, I'll show you what the outside looks like with the lights on. Now this one, the luxury trim does have the backup sensors on it as well. I believe the Preferred still does too. You've got the backup camera mounted right underneath here, and one of our favorite technologies is the smart lift gate. So that opened up all on its own because I was behind the vehicle with the key. And one thing to point out, guys, is that there's actually lots of room under here. I'm 6'2". Look how much space I got. I'm not banging my head on that like I am on other vehicles. Now, the Santa Fe, you should know, before I get too far into the interior here, this vehicle actually gets 37 miles per gallon, which equates to about 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers on average. Now, that's not official numbers from Hyundai yet. That's a guess, but it's based on previous vehicles from Hyundai and also on the Kia Sorento, which has a similar drivetrain. It's a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine mated to a 6-speed, I believe, dual clutch transmission. So let's have a quick look under the hood before we get too far inside the vehicle. Okay, so looking under the hood of the new 2021 Santa Fe Luxury Hybrid. So, Smart Stream technology. Now, of course, that is variable valve duration, as well as well, obviously it's a hybrid, so they're going to put Smart Stream on there as well. I think this one might even have the dual injector system. I can't quite tell with the cover on there, and I don't want to pull it all off. Dual injection system basically means multi-port and direct injection. I could be wrong, but I think this might have that as well. Of course, you have all the hybrid componentry over here, so you got your motor controller. Underneath there, of course, is the pancake motor sandwiched between the gas engine and the transmission. As usual, a beautiful, easy layout under here. Everything's easy to get to. There's lots of space to work on the vehicle in the future. It's going to be a cheap to maintain vehicle, which is kind of nice. Now you see the structural adhesive here. Yes, we still have tons of structural adhesive. So with Hyundai vehicles, we generally use hundreds of feet. This one is no different. It's almost 400 feet of structural adhesive and almost 70% advanced high-strength steel construction. Thanks to Hyundai being the only company that makes their own steel, we use a lot of advanced high-strength steel in the superstructure. And that, of course, equates to better safety, better longevity of the vehicle, less creaks and squeaks over time, better handling because there's less torsional twisting on the vehicle, nicer ride over bumps and such. All of that thanks to that advanced high-strength steel and hundreds of feet of structural adhesive. All right, let's go over the rest of the vehicle. Now, quick note on warranty. 5-year, 100,000 K warranty in Canada on almost all the components. The hybrid drivetrain, though, with the battery included, the 1.4 kilowatt battery, covered for 8 years or 160,000 kilometers. Still have the nice storage organizer here under the floor. And this is where things get a little bit different. Okay, so this is here. I think what's under here is actually the 12-volt accessory battery, but I could be wrong because I don't think this one actually has a 12-volt accessory battery. I haven't popped that open yet, but that's not normally there on the regular Santa Fe's. But you do still get the underfloor organizer, which can be removed, by the way, and this can also be removed. You got the buttons here to fold the 2 seats down pretty quick and simple. Now those do go down a little bit flatter. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Oh, still locked on this side. There we go. Everything's unlocked now. Okay, so these ones do go down like that, quite flat actually, and it's because the base of the seat actually sort of kneels down as you put the seat down. So I'll see if I can give you an example of what I mean here. So as you watch the seat base here, you can see, so it raises and lowers with the seat. Okay. All right. In the luxury, we get this beautiful leather interior. Now you've got the quilting up in the top here. It's actually really quite nice. You got the center cup holder armrest, of course, and of course these seats do fold back, or recline back. So let me get into the back here. So yeah, nobody's gonna sit this straight up. So yeah, you can see it actually reclines quite far. Now I haven't adjusted the front seats at all. They are not where they need to be. This one can definitely be further forwards, but you can see lots of space. Again, I'm 6'2". I got lots of headroom here, lots of knee room, and the back of the seats is actually a nice solid plastic. So anybody getting in or putting their feet up on the back here, they're not going to bother the person sitting in that seat. Both of the seats do have the seat back pocket. You got 2 USB ports back here and heated seats right here, 2 levels of heated seat, and a sun visor on both sides, both windows. Bottle holders in each of the doors and cup holders. There's actually, well, I guess it's 2 sizes here, but 2 cup holders here, 2 cup holders in the front. It looks like there's one, but you just open up the other compartment. And don't be tricked by this here. This actually does stop at a certain spot, but you got to actually put the seat back to see that. There we go. All right, so it doesn't actually flop down on the seat. It's very well made, guys. Beautiful headliner in this vehicle. It's actually a really nice material. It's not suede, but it's better than most, so that's kind of nice. And you got a little bit of a neat sort of architecture on the speaker grill here as well. All right, let's have a look at the driver's seat. Okay, so forgive me with all the plastic here, guys. There's this is a brand new vehicle. As you can see, we haven't actually pulled all the plastic off of the interior yet. That's why I can do this without wearing a mask, because it's got to go through our detail bay anyway. All right, so you've got the sort of calf bolster here, which is kind of nice. You got obviously adjustable height on the seat, adjustable tilt, 4-way lower back support. So not only does it go in and out, it goes up and down as well. And because this is the luxury trim, this one actually has the power adjustable seat as well. Sorry you can't see that from here, but it has height adjustment and tilt adjustment on the passenger side, and it's all power, which is kind of nice. Now you've also got obviously your typical controls here, the lockout for the windows and the doors. Now this vehicle is equipped with the blind spot assist, so there's a few different technologies that come into play there. Not only does it give you a warning that there's a car in your blind spot, it'll also pull you back into your lane if you start to get close to them. So if you ignore the warning and start to go into your blind spot, or go into the car that's in your blind spot, it'll actually brake the opposite side wheels to tug you back to your lane. But it also has safe exit assist. So if there's a car coming, if you're parked on the side of the road, there's a car coming, this door will actually stay locked. It just does the same thing on the other side, of course, but it will not let the rear passenger open the door. On top of that, it'll also give you a warning in the instrument cluster that it's not safe to open the door yet. And up in the top, you can see right there, there's a little sensor there. That's an ultrasonic sensor that actually monitors the inside of the vehicle to make sure that no kids or no dogs or pets have been left inside the car. If so, it will actually set off the horn, the alarm, and send a text message to your phone saying, hey, left your kid in the car. Going further with more features, memory seating and mirrors. That also includes the memory settings for the dashboard lighting, as well as presets on the stereo. So let's fire up the car. Now I want to show you the key fob real quick here, if I can find it. Alright, so of course we have the new fancy key fobs from Hyundai. Now this one does include the remote start, so you just lock the doors first and then hold the bottom button and boom, everything fires up. Now the cool thing with these key fobs is you don't need to get in and press the start button. Basically all you need to do, I'm just going to pretend that I'm getting in the car here, is you get in the car, you put your foot on the brake, and boom, everything's on. So without touching the start button, the car knows that I'm in here, so it may as well turn on, right? Alright, ignore the average fuel economy number because that's obviously incorrect. We haven't driven this car yet, so that'll start to pick up after we go for a spin. Okay, so power e-brake. You've got the lane keep assist here, of course. Now you got the button to open up the hatch. There's your dashboard lighting there. This one also has highway follow assist right down to low speeds as well, so I'll demonstrate that on the test drive. It's got the adaptive cruise and of course your full suite of audio infotainment system stuff, including, check this out, device connections, phone projection. So it has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So that's new for 2021 for the Santa Fe, so we're super excited to see that. So when you get in the vehicle, you'll simply be able to sit in the car and Apple CarPlay will pop up on the screen all on its own, after you've got it connected, of course. Now this one does have the push-button transmission. Now, I get a lot of people that say they don't like the push-button transmission, and those are people who haven't owned it for a while. I've had a push-button transmission in my Hyundai Ioniq for 3 years, and I absolutely love it, and I'm going to demonstrate real quick why I love it, okay? So, I'm going to put my seatbelt on. Whoop. Okay, there we go. Alright, now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in drive. I'm going to drive forward a little bit. Now I'm going to stop. I'm not going to touch that. Watch what happens when I take my seatbelt off. Watch the D. I open the door. Oh look, we're in park. And I'm getting out of the car. How cool is that? You don't have to remember to put it in park. It's smart enough to quickly put it in park for you so that the car doesn't start driving away on its own. Other cool thing about this push-button transmission is that you've got this huge open space here because it doesn't need to use that space for linkages for the shifter. Why would you not like that transmission? Now another thing that people comment on is that, oh, with a push-button transmission, it's harder to do, you know, a 5-point turn or whatever. That's utter baloney. Let me show you. So, again, put the seatbelt on. Okay. Alright, drive. Here we go. Here's drive. Getting up to the fence here. Boom, reverse. There's reverse. There's drive. I'm sorry, but there's nothing to it. Really. Like, what's the problem? There's no problem. Alright, putting it into park. Now, we've also got the power e-brake here, right? So if we put the power e-brake on, the little light shows up right down here, okay? Now, another cool thing with this is once we're in drive, okay, and we go to drive forwards, the vehicle is actually smart enough to take the vehicle out of the e-brake, as long as your seatbelt is on. Again, let me just do that. Alright, start that over again here. Okay, pressing drive. Alright, and boom, it's turned the e-brake off all by itself. We didn't have to do it. Like, the car is smart enough to do that on its own. Okay, while we're in reverse here, let's check out the backup camera. Guys, I know I'm kind of all over the place with this review, but I love this car. There's so much to talk about. Okay, really nice backup camera, wide angle as usual, with the bumper along the bottom of the screen, dynamic steering lines, of course, and the ability to look straight down over the bumper. So now it's a straight down view, still has that dynamic steering line as you turn the steering wheel. Beautiful. Okay, putting it back into park. Okay, lots to talk about in this car, eh? Now, this hybrid vehicle from Hyundai, gets 34 or 37 miles per gallon, 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers, and the price is ridiculously good. I found an article on, I think it was driving.ca, where they're like, oh, you pay a $10,000 premium for... No, you don't pay a $10,000 premium. It's a $5,000 premium. That quickly adds up when you think about all the gas savings you're going to have. You'll save that money after a year if you're putting on 25,000 kilometers in a year, which is pretty standard. Most people drive around 20 to 25,000 K per year. You'll save that money pretty quick, especially with the way gas prices are these days. So, center console, we have the large open storage container there with a little shelf, nothing too new there. Obviously you've got your cup holder. This has ventilated wireless charging, so you can put your phone down here and it'll charge, and it's actually got little vents in there to keep the phone cool. There's your other cup holder, your USB port for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto if your phone doesn't support wireless. You can also plug a USB drive in there for playing music, whatnot. Ventilated and heated seats, heated steering wheel, of course, the auto hold button, which will use the brakes to keep the vehicle from moving. As soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, it just won't move. Brake. Now, different drive modes. This vehicle has an all-wheel drive system designed and engineered here in Canada by a company called Magna International, and to be quite frank, it's phenomenally good. Watch the slip tests online. It's up there with the big boys. It's right up there with Subaru. But the cool thing is, unlike Subaru, it's part-time all-wheel drive, so it can put it into front-wheel drive primarily if it doesn't need the all-wheel drive. Why waste the gas if it doesn't need to power the rear wheels? It would be pointless. So the cool thing is, when you need it, you can put it into snow mode. Okay, so you push the terrain button first, you go into snow mode. Look at that, it actually changes the instrument cluster. How cool is that? So you put it into snow mode, mud mode, or sand mode. Mud mode, that's a weird thing to say. Now, when you've got it in any of those three settings, it will lock the center differential and give you just a bit more capability. It also adjusts how the vehicle applies power to the front and rear wheels. In Eco Sport and Smart, it will still power the rear wheels. Okay, I'm going to show you a little demo here. So I'm going to back up. So under any acceleration, you will get power to the rear wheels. Let me quickly show you what I mean here. So here is the all-wheel drive screen, okay? If I accelerate now, okay, you saw that, it put power to the rear wheels. It didn't really need to, but it's doing so to mitigate the potential of the front wheels slipping. This is a great system, guys. A lot of car companies wait for the front wheels to slip and then put power to the back. This one puts power to the back under any acceleration or if the front wheels slip. It can also attenuate drive when you're going around corners and whatnot as well using that system. It's a really, really good system. It's called H-Track. Look it up online. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's go back to the features. Now we've got the little camera button here, so you can actually enable the backup camera screen at any time. Look how clear that is, guys. I want to point out that that is a non-polarized screen. So if you're wearing polarized sunglasses, you'll still be able to see what's on that screen. That's really important. It is matte finish though, so it still reduces glare. Now we've got the backup sensors. You can disable those. Hill descent assist, don't care about that. Nobody ever uses that. Now this has climate control, but one thing that's, two things to point out about this dual zone climate control. A is the auto button here. You notice it's got 3 lights, okay? You can have it on really powerful automatic climate control, less powerful, and sort of eco-friendly. And you've also got a driver-only mode, which shuts off the entire passenger side, so better fuel efficiency when it's in driver-only and in low-power mode. On the screen, it's an 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, as I mentioned. You've got the hybrid mode here, so we can go to that and see exactly what's happening with the system, how much power is being used by the electric motor, etc. You can go into the different squares as well to bring up more information. So if we put it into drive here and we start moving a little bit, you'll see lights kind of moving towards the lines. I got to be careful not to bash into the fence. So lots of good information there if you want to see it. On the stereo, of course, you have AM, FM, and Sirius XM satellite radio in Canada. The cool thing is you can put any preset on the left-hand side here. So if you have AM presets, you know what, I'm just going to mute it. Oh, that's not mute. Just going to turn it down. Mute button's on the steering wheel. Boom. You can actually put an AM preset on the same list as your FM presets and your satellite presets. So So there we go. So AM, FM, and satellite radio all on the same list. Find me another company that does that. Not a lot of them do, okay? So, pretty cool. You've also got these beautiful knurled buttons. So not only is the knob there knurled, but this is knurled. Yeah, there's a lot of that knurling going on in these cars now. It's actually quite nice. Okay, so look at this instrument cluster, guys. When I put the vehicle into sport mode, watch what happens. Boom, sporty looking thing, right? Eco mode, kind of cool. If we put it into the different drive modes, we've got our terrain modes, we've got snow, we've got mud and sand. Those don't do anything to the instrument cluster, but that's okay. All right, speaking of the instrument cluster, lots of good information here. You can actually put it on you can have your attention level up, which of course monitors how tired the car thinks you are. The lane keep assist information, highway follow assist info. You've got your information about where power is coming from and going to. Right now it just says it's in idle mode. Digital speedometer, which can be changed to miles per hour quite easily just by holding the OK button on the steering wheel. Okay. You have your trip A, looks like trip B, accumulated info. There we go, that's back to that screen. Now you've also got various different things that you can change in the settings. So you can put it into all imperial if you want, if you don't like metric stuff. Door, you can change the speed of the power liftgate. How crazy is that? It's a power liftgate opening speed. It's on fast right now, so 4 seconds to open. Yes, very, very, very many things that you can play with in there. And then, of course, you got your tire pressure monitor and your all-wheel drive system info screen. Now, up on the top here, we have an auto-dimming rearview mirror with the home link buttons along the bottom. This vehicle is equipped with Blue Link, so Blue Link's pretty cool. If you haven't heard of Blue Link before, 3 years of free Blue Link gives you remote start from your cell phone. Find it on a map. Unlock the doors, lock the doors, all from your cell phone. You can actually track the vehicle if it's stolen, because it's got a built-in GPS and it'll give you its location. It's pretty cool. Now, last but not least, massive panoramic sunroof. So we've got a luxury vehicle that's got the hybrid technology, spectacular fuel economy, tons of advanced high-strength steel, tons of structural adhesive, largest in class panoramic sunroof, and a price around $45 grand in Canada. That is a phenomenal deal for what you get in this vehicle, guys. I highly recommend, if you haven't put this on your list of vehicles to check out, if you're looking at hybrids, definitely make an appointment with your local Hyundai dealer. If it's in Chilliwack, please come to see me. But yeah, next thing we're going to do is drive this car and see what it feels like on the road. Stay tuned. All right, let's go for a drive, guys. All right, I hope you can see me okay. I've used the headrest once again to set up the camera. It worked well last time, so let's hope it works well this time. So, just backing out of here, able to use that beautiful backup camera, and of course I have the rear braking assist as well. It's actually got rear cross traffic alert with brake assist. So if it detects a car or a pedestrian, it will actually apply the brakes. Pretty cool. All right. So the rear facing camera does stay on momentarily while we're in drive. Here's something that's kind of cool, guys. This vehicle has no gas in it. According to the gas gauge, it's completely empty. But it still says I got 60 kilometers of range left. I'm not going to be driving 60 kilometers, so I think we're good. Actually, let's go to the left here. So right now, I'm just using electricity. Gas engine is off. Well, just like the regular Santa Fe, it's wonderfully quiet. Okay, now I've got to reset, and it reset on the big screen as well. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Again, I apologize, I don't have the microphone. All right, now of course this vehicle is equipped with the cruise control system. You no longer have to turn cruise control on first. You can just hit the cruise button and it will set your speed. And of course we have the different distances here with this button that it's going to follow the car in front of you, because it is adaptive cruise. So there it goes, it's slowing down all on its own now. We also have the lane follow assist system. You can see the steering wheel is moving on its own. I'm going to take a right here and we're going to find some road with some corners. Alright, so far my average fuel economy is 0 liters per 100 kilometers. For you American folks, that's an infinite miles per gallon. Alright, so the lane follow assist, or highway follow assist, quite good. It's actually steering all on its own right now. There's some corners up ahead I'm going to take, and we'll try out the cruise control with the lane follow assist included. Now, if you're watching this vehicle and you don't know too much about Hyundai, I'd like to tell you a few reasons why you should consider Hyundai versus Toyota and Honda. So Toyota and Honda right now have some of the best-selling cars in North America. The Toyota specifically is best-selling car in the United States. They don't really have anything to prove at this point. They've got a huge following, a massive base of clients that are die-hard fans, and a lot of people that simply buy them because of the brand. And that's well deserved. Toyota has been making really good cars. Honda's been making really good cars for years. There's no argument there. Reliability, right? What Hyundai has to do, though, is Hyundai has to win over a lot of those people, a lot of those customers. And in the last 10 years, I think they kind of figured out how to do it, because Hyundai right now is one of the fastest growing automotive companies in the world, and mostly due in part to the fact that, you know what, they're just making great vehicles. I mean, if you look at some of the Hyundai vehicles lately, they have been spectacular. This vehicle included. I mean, just the build quality, the interior quality. You know, you got the leather wrapped steering wheel. You got the nice soft touch dash. Even this part that my leg is up against is a nice soft touch. Look at this; it's going around this corner a little bit too sharp for it. You know, even the stuff down here, we don't have any of that piano black, with the exception of just around the screen. The door sills, the armrest, all nice soft touch materials. They've done a really nice job putting together, and because of that, they've risen very high up in the J.D. Power Associates overall initial qualities charts. A lot of people say, "Oh, yeah, that just depends on, you know, what company actually feeds J.D. Power Associates money." I'm sorry, but that's just not true, because they've been all over the place. You know, and you can tell because Honda, Toyota, they've been up there on those lists for many, many years, and they are good cars. We all know that, and we all can agree on that. But recently, in the last 10 years, Hyundai has really, really started to climb. In America, you've got a 10-year powertrain warranty. We really wish we had that here, but we don't. All right, so even on a brand new car that only has 22 kilometers on it, now, as you know, brand new cars don't get as good a fuel economy as a vehicle that's had a couple thousand kilometers on it. But even on a brand new car, city driving, I'm getting less than 7 liters per 100 kilometers, which is phenomenal. If it's getting that in the city, what is it doing on the highway, right? Now, under any sort of deceleration, this vehicle is putting power back into the battery. It's got the regenerative braking, of course, so anytime you hit the brakes, it's going to show up in the charge screen. I hope that you can see this. But basically, yeah, whenever I'm slowing down, it's using the electric motor as a generator, and that resistance is going to be putting energy back in the battery. So with a full tank of fuel on this vehicle, it should go about 900 kilometers, possibly over 1,000 kilometers, but in and around that range. So for our American friends, that's somewhere around 600 miles on one tank of fuel. That's pretty good. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what the instrument cluster looks like when we're driving. Now, it is a full digital display instrument cluster, so there's no analog needles there. It's all electronic. All right, so we're driving economically, and as soon as I let my foot off the accelerator, there it goes into the charge, not even using brake pads right now. And when it's at full charge and I'm still hitting brakes harder, then it starts to use the pads at that point. So yeah, your brake pads are going to last way longer. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of a hard acceleration here just to see what the engine noise sounds like. So I'm going to start at 20 kilometers an hour and floor it. Not bad, honestly. It's quite quiet. It's really, really muted the sound of the engine in the cabin. Quite like that. So no different from other Santa Fe's in that regard. It's a very quiet vehicle to ride, very smooth over the bumps. You see we've got a bump here and it's barely doing anything. It's really, really holding the road nicely. Wow, they did a great job, guys. All right, so we are back at the dealership. That is pretty much it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all my reviewers and subscribers, all my commenters and subscribers, anyone who's hit the like button. Thank you again. I appreciate all of your guys' support, and I look forward to making more videos to help you guys out. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below. I'm always pretty prevalent on the comment section. All right, thanks again, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care.